And the Prime Minister says those who can work should, as the government unveils £5 billion in cuts to welfare.
Yes, I'll be looking at what those changes mean and who will be most affected.
The former England manager, Sir Gareth Southgate, says young men need better role models and fears too much time is spent online.
Here, plans for a national day to honour all victims and survivors of terrorism have been described by campaigners as a major step forward. The government has announced the proposals to boost support for those affected by terrorism and has launched a 12-week consultation to get people's views on how things should be commemorated. A new support hub for victims is also being set up. The amount of plastic washed up on UK beaches increased by nearly 10% last year compared with 2023. The Marine Conservation Society says volunteers picked up 750,000 pieces of litter in 12 months. Single-use plastic packaging such as crisp packets, sweets and sandwich wrappers were among the most common items found in beach cleans. And smoking rates in England have fallen faster in the north than elsewhere, according to new academic analysis. Researchers from University College in London looked at data from more than 360,000 adults over the age of 18. The study was funded by Cancer Research UK.
Let's have a look at today's newspapers and the front pages. Two stories dominating this morning. Let's start with the Eye. They go with the benefits overhaul announced by the government yesterday, reporting that the reforms will block young people with mental health conditions like anxiety and depression from claiming out-of-work sickness benefits.
Let's have a look at the front page of the Mirror. Worried sick is their headline, as they say that the changes announced yesterday have been branded cruel amid fears that they will plunge the sick and disabled into poverty.
Other papers lead on the 2-hour phone call between President Trump and his Russian counterpart. The Times reporting that the ceasefire hopes for Ukraine are on a knife edge after that call, adding that President Putin's demands have frustrated Kyiv.
The Daily Express is focusing on Sir Keir Starmer's response to the development, with the Prime Minister calling for a just and lasting peace for Ukraine. If you've woken up this morning feeling a bit stiff in your back, as I have, you?
No.
Oh, you're so supple, you're so flexible,
No,
you're so good.
There's a reason I haven't woken up with a bad back. Anyway, you tell us your story.
There is a story here in the Times today that says if you have woken up with a bad back and you're wondering what to do about it this morning, the answer is not much. Basically, some researchers, scientists at a university in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, have studied hundreds of different clinical trials around the world. They've looked at 56 different types of treatment for bad backs, and they've concluded that basically very little works.
I think lots of people would agree with that. Bad back is a tough thing to struggle with. It really is.
Whether you're going for massage, exercise, therapy, antidepressants, transient receptor, all these different painkillers, they're saying a bit of movement, a bit of ibuprofen, a bit of exercise is basically the only thing that for most of us will actually make any difference.
Yeah, I do a bit of yoga, stretch. I think if you go, when you get up and you feel a bit stiff, stretch your back. That's what you do.
Do you want to show us?
Not right now, no.
Was that the cat thing? What is that?
I basically just do a thing called child's pose, where you basically curl up in a ball on the floor and put your head on the mat. Works every time.
It works?
It works.
No bad back.
It works.
You're
for me.
winning.
At 6, at least 49 years in jail for the teenager who plotted a mass shooting at his primary school after killing 3 members of his family.
I don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned.
This is the moment Nicholas Prosper was caught in Luton, covered in blood. The 19-year-old had shot his mother, brother and sister and was planning to shoot young children at the nearby school. And sporting history is being announced right now in Edinburgh. The men's Tour de France in 2027 will start in Scotland.